Hello guys, you're welcome to the Billionaire Journey Podcast. My name is Shola Matthew. Today we want to talk about 3 top billionaire habits that you can copy right away. Most times when you see people who are successful, there's usually a set of habits that they embed. It's just like, you're studying patterns. For example, in trading, you study past patterns, you use it to predict what is going to happen tomorrow. So you study past, present, and predict what is going to happen tomorrow. And the same way, when you see people who aren't successful, there are also patterns, right? For example, you see people who are lazy, who because of laziness, they are not able to become successful. Even though I'm one of those people who believe that being lazy is actually contextual, like it's in context. For example, if someone's job is engineering and the person is lazy at engineering, then you probably say the person is really lazy. But if someone's job is engineering and the person is very hardworking at engineering, but when it comes to maybe sprinting and the person is not hardworking, then you wouldn't probably say that person is lazy overall, right? Anyways, we're not talking about laziness today. We want to talk about 3 top habits of billionaires. And the first thing that we're going to talk about is the fact that billionaires wake up very early. And that's true. The most billionaires that I've heard of or that I know of usually tell that they wake up very, very early. For example, there's the Disney CEO, right? When he was being interviewed at Fortune, says that he wakes up every day, including Sundays and Saturdays, including weekends, basically, at 4:30 in the morning, right? that is when Bob Iger, right, wakes up. And the CEO of Apple, also Tim Cook, says while talking to Times that he wakes up 3:45 every morning, including weekends. Now, if you look at other billionaires, most likely they're going to have this same habit, waking up very early. So it means most likely that they also sleep early. Of course, there are times that, billionaires also sleep late anyway. So that is the number one habit of a billionaire. Number 2, when we talk about billionaires, they take time to have a me time, right? Yeah, that's the word, me time. Most billionaires, they kind of have time that they don't share with anybody. It's basically a time at which they reflect, right? It's called the me time. And there are a lot of billionaires like Bill Gates. I know you know Bill Gates, the founder of Microsoft. He says he always take time, especially during weekends, to reflect and to think of bigger issues or bigger ideas, right? So that is Bill Gates. So it's probably one of the, habits that you want to embed. Many people spend most of their times on their phones. When they want to cross the road, they look at their phone. When they are driving, they look at their phone. If someone is driving them, they look at their phone. When they're in a meeting, their phone. They're always busy, no time to breathe, to allow their brains to breathe. That is really, really serious. Okay, so if you want to become a billionaire, one of the habits of billionaires is that they have their me time. They have a time where they put away everything, including TV, phones, and every distraction. Possibly 1 hour in a week or 1 hour in a day, depending. Just figure out a time. By the time you enjoy doing this, you'll see that you'll be able to give yourself more time. Okay, so having a me time is one of the habits of billionaires. Now, thirdly, billionaires actually pursue their passions, right? What I mean by pursuing their passions is basically, it's not like maybe they go in line with just the work of their passions. No, there's work that brings in money, right? And there's work that you do just for passion. Okay, so billionaires actually find time to pursue their passions. For example, if you know, maybe you're working, you have a business, but you have passion for football. Why not? You could create a time, maybe every week or maybe once in a month, and kind of spend time with people who play football. All right. I know most billionaires they like things like golf and all of that. So, for instance, now let me give you an example. Anil Ambani, one of India's top billionaires, says he likes running marathons. So you see, these are the 3 top habits of billionaires that we want to share with you today. Now, the other habits, right, like, for example, they take time to prepare for their upcoming weeks or to have their daily activities. They take a nap and so on and so forth. But the top 3 habits that we have to share with you today are those that we shared. All right. So we hope that you gain something from today's episode of the Billionaire Journey Podcast. If you have any contribution, right, please do well to share with us at podcast@thebillionairejourney.com. podcast@thebillionairejourney.com. And please go to thebillionairejourney.com and subscribe to our newsletter if you haven't done so. When you do that, we have beautiful gifts awaiting you. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode of the podcast. We look forward to seeing you on the other time. Bye.